MHB Postgame Show.
Damn it.
Welcome to the MHB Postgame Show. I'm your host, Giancarlo Navas. Pablo fucked up the production with me today. Heat win. We got Pablo, who I think I'll throw in jail.
God,
Just
please.
because.
Wrong one. Yeah, no, he's at a bad start. You're already in jail. We bought Siobhan, and we got our 2K coach, Franky G.
What it?
Yeah, Pablo already threw me off. We're discombobulated, much like the Heat offense for a lot of that game. But they pull out a win. Miami beats the odds. You can ask Bon in our chat. I gave up on the season at some point.
You need to put yourself in jail. You need to put yourself behind bars. You were so pessimistic.
We only have budget for one prison today, and it's Pablo ruining the start of the show. So he's in jail. And we're gonna get into this game, man, because the fourth quarter, Brian Goyne said in our chat and tweeted it out, one of the most promising fourth quarters of the year. Franky, we can start with you. I mean, somebody had to do it. Duncan took life by the horns and said, fuck it. If no one got it, I got it.
I was laughing that whole fourth quarter because I think Duncan was like 0 for 6 for the rest of the game.
He was 0 for 7 from 3 leading up to the fourth. At some point in the fourth, he was 0 for 7.
I remember I used to talk to Hot Take Harry and argue with him about in 2020 because Duncan would shoot like amazing in the first quarter, but he would play 4 minutes in the fourth and shot like 20%. And Harry would be like, he needs to save the threes for the fourth quarter. I'm like, he's shooting 60% from the first quarter. Why would he save it for the fourth? Like he's shooting 48% or whatever it was. It doesn't matter. And Harry's like, no, save it for the fourth. This is an ideal Duncan Hot Take Harry game. Shout out to Duncan saving the off the dribble threes, the sidestep, the leaning, the one in the corner where he's falling out of bounds to save the possession. Just like so many were like, fuck it, we're not gonna get a better shot than this. Let me just pull up and drain this.
They were fucking we ball threes.
The most open three he had, he thought about it for a second, and once Duncan thinks about it, he's gonna miss. And
he fucking clanked that shit.
And yeah, but no, he's definitely saved the game in the fourth. Brought them spark, brought them the energy offensively they needed.
Bon, one of my favorite adjustments, I don't even know if we can call it an adjustment or just like he stepped up, was, they needed some sort of juice on the ball because it was a lot of what we get annoyed with this team by. It's like they're looking for threes and nothing at the basket, right? It's like we're gonna pitch here, we're gonna hand off here with a screen here, and it's nothing going downhill. And I thought Duncan kind of made that really tough finish over AD and another Laker and just kind of gave him a little bit of, funny enough, ball handling juice that kind of got him going.
Yeah, it's so weird. Like, why, again, we found ourselves in this universe where we're looking for Duncan to, like, bail us out with dribble drives and dribble penetrations and getting 2 feet in the paint and finishing over, like the Monstars. And that layup was after that 3 in the corner. Like, the 3 in the corner was his first thing. And, like, and you could see him feel, like, relieved once he got that. And then he went straight for that layup. I was like, oh, shit, Duncan. Like, okay, good for you. And then, so, yeah, like you said, giving them some downhill juice. You still have to play him tough for the 3. You still have to close out hard. Whether he's hitting or not, he's combustible. And, like you said, that got them going to the rim, and it just felt energizing. And then, he was able to, kind of open it up himself.
Absolutely. And Pablo, I'm gonna let you get a word in from prison because I know D-Rob's your boy, but nobody's gonna believe me. I swear to God, when he took that one in the corner, not to be the LeBron meme, I knew that one was gonna go in. I swear to God. I don't want to. I'm not to be the LeBron meme. I knew that one was going in, and yeah, Pablo. He just, I tweeted he went gear 5. I did that for you.
Awesome.
He just stepped up, man.
Bro, his confidence is just through the roof. Because as a shooter, when you're 0 for 6, that shit fucks with your brain so hard. But for him, he just said, I'm going to shoot over AD. I'm going to shoot over anyone. And once he hit that first shot, I also kind of knew it was over because, like, you're not just making those shots out of nowhere. Like, you can be 0 for 7, But then like if you're gonna hit your first shot like that, then that's you already found your rhythm as a shooter. But then then he bricked like a wide open one. So like I don't know. I
I'm
just
sorry.
don't.
I just got word that John Crotty on the broadcast said a hand job situation.
Yeah, you didn't hear that? Oh,
I was
God.
watching the ESPN broadcast. I'm gonna download the clip and play it for the audience. Were you watching the Bally?
No, I saw the clip because Brian shared it in the chat and everybody
Oh
was
my
talking
god, I
about it
did
on
not
Twitter.
see that. No, that's crazy.
Yeah, it was one of Reeves flopping at the end, and he goes, he got him with a little bit of a hand job situation.
That's crazy.
That's fucking. That is so fucking funny.
And we're not gonna just skate past Pablo saying, as a shooter, when you're over 6, he's compared himself to Duncan.
I gotta be honest. I didn't listen to a word Pablo said. This hand job situation thing came to my attention, and I felt that my attention was needed elsewhere. We have a show to produce, baby.
Great for the host to not be paying attention to what his co-hosts are saying.
Hand job situation, Bond. Are you aware of this?
Naughty karate.
Naughty karate.
Ew, I don't know what's happening.
John Crotty said hand job situation on the broadcast. I don't know for what.
Oh my god.
But,
no, I'm not aware at all.
Yeah,
missed that completely.
Yeah, missed that completely. But man, what a night. The three that Duncan hit on the switch on AD just fucking stepped into that and shot it. There was a play, Bond, where, and I thought Duncan had incredible like floor manipulation where he was running a pick and roll with Bam. He got the AD switch, brought AD out. He was in a corner and he was able to dribble out while AD was on him, give Bam the entry pass who had Torian Prince, who got on him on that switch, and Duncan floated to the wing. And AD kind of went to go with Duncan and then immediately goes, oh, fuck, and goes right to Bam. Bam scores over Torian Prince. And it's like stuff like that spatial awareness, that was planned, right? That was like, I got to get out of the corner and I'm going to do this. And like shit like that. It's not just the threes and like, oh, he's a pretty finish. It's plays like that you get them a bucket to like step on their neck while you're the handler when they switch AD onto you. And by the way, the Lakers put LeBron James on Duncan Robinson because they were like, this needs to stop. So, yeah, but I just wanted to highlight that play and what you thought of it because I just thought that those were the kinds of plays that really separated them in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, and it's again Duncan as like the ball handler reading things like that repeatedly. So Anthony Davis did a really, really good job the entire night of showing to the ball handler coming off of whatever the Bam action was, but he was getting back to Bam's body so well. A lot of times it resulted in like those disruptive lob throws, but other times he was just presenting himself like the lob couldn't have even been thought about because there was no space to get it over AD. So to your point, to get AD switched on him and retreat, pull him out of the way. Like you can enter into Bam without it having to be a lob, but you have to move the big motherfucker out the way. So to pull him and then, find the entry and then help it be a little bit easier for Bam. Like you said, that's just beautiful awareness. That's great basketball intelligence. And just an understanding of what's happening in that moment. It's great recognition in the moment.
Yeah. Pablo, can you please play the John Crotty audio for us, please?
I'm weak.
A little bit of a hand job there by Austin Reeves. Get himself 2 free throws out of that.
Okay, it's not hand job. It's not hand job situation. He did refer to it as a hand job. Pablo, please play it again.
Just a slight push and a little bit of a hand job there by Austin Reeves.
Yeah,
that's an M.
He called it a hand job. It wasn't a hand job situation. Hand job situation is way funnier than just normal hand job, right? So there's a distinct. Come on, Twitter. There's a difference. You know what I mean? Like hand job is still funny. I'm not gonna lie.
After hours.
Yeah, that would have been on the naughty karate for sure. People calling it a ham job. Darvin.
It was. He said M.
Oh, so he said ham?
I think he said ham. I really think he said ham.
It's hard. I'm not gonna give him the
Keep
benefit of the
dissecting
doubt.
this.
Yeah, I really want to break this down. Pablo, play one more
Let's
time.
not.
All right.
Oh my gosh.
One more time.
Push and a little bit of a ham job there.
He said ham job.
Ooh, I think I might hear the ham. I will not give him the benefit of the doubt because he's karate.
A
But
little bit of a ham croqueta.
a little bit of a ham. Man, I haven't had croquetas in forever. I miss croquetas. So Duncan wasn't the only dude who really stepped up today. Kevin Love was enormous, and I think that kind of the flow of the game. They started off really incredible. They were getting a lot of turnovers, and we're gonna get into some of how disappointed I was in the offense. I mean, at some point they had like 6 points on 9 Laker turnovers or something like that, and that was just not good enough. Kevin Love comes in the game, and I really enjoyed the 2 big look that they gave with him and Bam. I thought that was the best that they looked, and they were in zone for a lot of those possessions, and I think Bam just struggled defensively today, and I think the zone, I joked pre-show, I was like, man, the zone was times as much for Bam as it was for Kevin and Duncan and Jovic and those other guys, Bond. But Miami did a lot of 2 big looks tonight, and we could transition into your son Jovic, but that was like, for me,
Yeah.
for them, and it's something that it's a different kind of look than they've had in years past.
Yeah, you have the body in Kevin, who is still able to space. He's a great rebounder to be as unathletic as he is. He leverages his off arm beautifully. He knows that he just needs to create just enough space to get the defender away enough to get the other hand up, the outlet, and we're gone. I love what we were able to get out of him offensively. I like how he helped shore up some of the paint defensively and helped kind of anchor and batten down the back of that zone. He got shaky, and coming off of that Clipper zone was fucking shaky. But
The Lakers can't shoot like them, though.
They
Hell no.
cannot. There's no Norman Powell on the Lakers. Praise God.
And there's
yeah.
no Paul George either on the Lakers. I mean,
Yeah.
Paul George would be the best player on the
There's
Lakers.
no
right now.
shooter. There's no shooter on the Lakers. Like, there's no pure shooter.
It's who's it supposed to be for them?
Gabe.
Truly. Oh, he's so handsome. I love him so much.
Yeah, I love the look today. Yeah, Gabe, one of the all-time most handsome Heat players. Frankie, K-Love, fucking out there battling. K-Love, and I love how Twitter was clowning Doc Rivers, like, oh, it's Kevin Love drive.
Yes, dude. Oh my God.
And that's like part of the fucking business package right now, Frankie.
Man, Kevin's been awesome all season long.
All
With
season.
the outlet passing, creating good transition opportunities. The rare good ones are usually start like with a good outlet pass by Kevin, by Kyle, or Tyler. The other ones are when they try to dribble it up and take a 3-on-2, or wait for somebody to get back and then start attacking, or take a contested jumper when you have numbers. It's awful. But Kevin, he brings the rebounding, the real rebounding. As Bond likes to say, with a good box out, contested rebounding, makes a huge difference. He's, I think somebody posted it today that he like leads the NBA in like rebound percentage defensively, like 30-something%, and it makes sense. And I think Bam was like 10th or something like that. They've both done a really good job, whether together or as sole bigs. And his spacing, you mentioned it. I don't remember if you tweeted it or you put it in the chat. But he did a great job in the fourth, relocating and giving the guy some space, bringing, when AD was on him or whoever was guarding him, he would move and relocate to open some stuff up for the driving lanes, for the cutting lanes. He's real smart. I felt like they could have gone to him a few times. There was one Bam transition pull up mid range that was contested that he had Kevin on the swing, and I got so upset. Because it was a great look for him. If Kevin shot it from 3 or if he was cutting, I would have liked either one. But he's just been great on both ends, and I think you can't ask for much more from Kevin.
The drives are I compared them to ventilators. Like, when you're out, like, they're the ventilators to Miami's offense at times, because really they overplay the shooting, and really, like, when Love gets that pass, typically it's from the corner. And when Love is the recipient of that pass, it's usually late clock, and the actions happen, and that's like off the secondary pass. Defenses are closing in hard, And he's like, I can do this. I could just take 1-2 dribbles, get to the spot, and then do it. And by the way, I thought he competed defensively today and really all season, but today, I mean, he's banging inside, he's making plays. You know, he was really good in the zone. I thought, and I just think that like that's not been an issue. They stopped showing him so high and hard.
Yes. Yep.
They're just playing him in a normal drop, and he survived. And I think you got to give Miami's kind of guards a little bit of credit too, because as much as we give them shit for it, like that's a 2-man job, and they're helping Kevin survive out there. But that's been a huge thing, and he's been, I think he's been really like solid in the zone. You know, like their defense isn't like staunch as it has been in years past, but it's surviving, and he provides so much on offense that, you know what I mean? Like you fucking take the good with the bad, you know?
I would even like when they go too big to try something with Kevin in the middle and let Bam on the wing. Just because when in 2020 when they had redacted, Bam would play on the perimeter and helped out with the weak side help. And they're crashing the boards. And Kevin's been solid. I like Kevin a lot more inside than outside. Raising. But he's gonna take charges. He's gonna rebound, so it's not gonna hurt you. And you still have.
He has good hands, Frankie. He has really good hands.
He's got a little bit of the jerk where he's gonna strip you if you're careless with it driving inside. But he's real smart. He's willing to take charges. I'd just like to see it just to see how it looks. And you know, I'm not opposed if it doesn't work. It doesn't work, but I think it could work.
The thing with Kevin too, and I think Kyle's similar in this way too. Like, I don't think they're good like defenders in the sense of like, and they're gonna get isolated, like they're probably gonna get cooked or something, or if they're targeted, you know. But like, they just like are defenders that make plays. Like they'll get that timely strip, they'll get that good charge. Like they'll give that really smart double at that like opportune time, and it's like kind of. I mean, obviously those guys have been there, seen it all, but you know, just credit to Kevin for. You know, at his age, Kevin being younger than Kyle is also kind of funny. I believe the broadcast said he was 35. Kyle's about to be 38. So shout out to K Love. Let's move into the other big man that played next to Bam today. He started the night.
He's not a 5.
Your son, Nikola Jovic. Huh?
He's not a 5, but he is number 5.
He is not a 5, but he is number 5. The coast to coast layups. The getting Bam involved, the triggering of actions, the playing within the flow of the offense. You know, talk about your boy, man. I mean, this is for you. This is for you, Bond. This is what you've been waiting for.
This is my kid, man. Every game that he gets a decent amount of run, you can visibly see his comfort on the floor grow. And so 15 and 8 rebounds. That's an important thing. And especially like you say, he's taking it, and he has been a primary ball handler all his life, so he's comfortable in the open floor. He's making good decisions. He knows when to pull it out, when to try to set something up, and he knows when he feels like he has, you know, he can call his own number. And the getting Bam involved, like it's again my whole thing about like size does so much for you in so many different ways. As a small point guard trying to throw over top of length, you have to give it loft, and so you're more likely for the shit to sail or to be in the air too long to where you can get other hands, you know, kind of up in it. With a bigger ball handler, you can start the ball high and just kind of zip it in there, and the ball picks up energy. The receiver player feels like more confident in whatever the fuck it is that they're kind of about to do, and just I love the confidence shooting it. 3 for 5 from 3. And the 2 that he missed, they were good looks. Like I just am happy that, you know, he's been advocated for. A huge shout out to Jimmy. I don't know what what his conversations with Spo kind of have been at, but you cannot tell me that there has not been some. And just like, hey, you know, give the dude a try. Hey, play him with Bam. Play him with guys who can help him not look as bad defensively. And he's gotten better defensively in, you know, kind of the time. Like you need time to play through your mistakes, but to also be able to recognize the mistakes that you have been making so that you cannot make them again. I thought he looked good tonight, and I hope they continue to kind of get him in spots and let him grow and, you know, become a better overall and more confident ball player for this group. I think he can do a lot for this team.
By the way, I want to give a quick shout out to our subs for the night. JJock 44 resubscribed. Tier 1 for 18. They've been subscribed for 36 months. It's crazy. We also have Leo IMPR. They've subscribed for 6 months. So welcome to the proceedings, for this half year. Appreciate the love
proceedings.
and support. We have a lot of offerings, mixed bag, MHB, all sorts of fun stuff. So thank you for tuning in to all we have. Franky, yeah, Bond has hit the nail on the head, and I think that having guys like, even divorced from kind of the schematic stuff, I think like
Yes.
the little boost you get from just seeing a new guy do it, and that those guys on the bench are like happy for him. I think like kind of that play for each other mentality. I think it's important in like the grind of an 82 game season, particularly on the road when you're missing so many guys, and that I think that matters a little bit, man. I think that matters, and you got something new to root for. Everybody needs to mix it up a bit, and I think kind of Jovic getting those minutes was like that. And I don't know if you guys listen. I know Bond, you did. Frankie, I don't know if you did. If you listen to the OGs podcast with Udonis and Mike Miller, and they talk to Bam, and Bam be like, "Yeah, man," it'd be like, I go through shoot around, they don't tell me nothing. Then after shoot around, I didn't do a drill. Suppose like, hey, you're starting. And Bam's like, what?
LaMarcus Aldridge.
Yeah. And I bet they probably did some similar shit to Jovic today, because that just sounds so spo. But young man was ready.
No, he absolutely was. And I'm sorry, Bond, but you owe me child support because I gave birth to Jovic fandom on draft night. You hadn't heard of him before the draft. I knew about him. I gave birth to him.
You can have the most.
I wanted him.
Shared custody.
I wanted him.
I wanted him. Me and Kenny were doing a draft show to 3 people, and shout out to the loyal listeners. But we were talking about how Jovic was the guy we wanted. But no,
that was deep in the weeds of draft talk.
We were super deep in the weeds. No, but he seriously, it's about some freshness. We saw how last year got super stagnant. Kevin Love came in. Even though the second half wasn't pretty, the playoffs, the dynamics were changed because of a new voice, a new body, new perspective. And Jovic, it brings a lot of energy. He doesn't. I think Brian Fonseca from 5 Reasons said he's not the most Miami Heat player, but that's not a bad thing. Like, they need some freshness. This isn't a good offense. This is a very average offense at best. They don't get to the rim. They're awful in transition. Process wise and effectiveness wise. And as we saw tonight, and Jovic brings some energy there, that some badly needed energy. It's not just, Bond mentions the size, which is really important because they don't have size. But he brings versatility. He brings an eagerness to play. He can play with the ball, but he can also play off the ball. He moves the ball well. He's unselfish with it. In transition, he's looking to make the right pass, be aggressive when it's there, moves the ball in the half court. Like, it's not I don't get this talk that he has to have the ball to be effective. He has to hit his spot up threes. Like, this ISO driven offense sucks. Frankly, sucks. Bam catching the ball, punching it, standing up, and everybody staring does not do anything for the team. It does not. Him taking a contested mid-range does not do anything for the team. It's the same thing when it's Tyler, same thing when it's Jimmy. The ball needs to move more. Their offense is really bad, and Jovic brings a little bit of wild card. Sometimes it's turnovers and over eagerness, but the kid hasn't fucking played. Like, he does need to sharpen up some shit. He's been a lot better recently. Brady Hawk mentioned it. I'm so mad because I haven't been on a pod in a while, so I haven't been able to talk about it. And Brady beat me to it, so I look like I'm copying him. But he does have the Duncan thing where that Duncan had really early, where he's very handsy. When guys come up there, if you watch the Jimmy and Nico 1-on-1, he's ready to put his hands on Jimmy right away. And that's a little bit of the Euro basketball too. And he's got to adjust and use his chest more. But I think the size, the shooting, the ball movement, the passing, the IQ, the willingness to move the ball is so important. And most importantly, that we haven't talked about, Pablo, cue it up for me. He came into LA and said, "Who LeBron James?
Is this your game? Huh?
Really?
Is this your game?"
I'm sorry. Nico had 15 points. LeBron had 12. Who's the real king?
LeBron.
My other child had 16 and gave me that baseline turnaround on the king. So
Minus 20
Hit him
for
with the
LeBron, plus
Mexican
24
shake,
for
dog.
Jaime.
The horchata shake. Shit was sniped.
That was the Jaime horchata.
Dude, I've never seen that. Was incredible schmicks. Like, just got him dirty. It was so great.
Smooth.
So smooth. I love him.
Franky, you're super right too about like just the freshness of it. I know I talk a lot about like just the idea of new blood and just having a new source of energy. And he's a mix of like being new blood, but also a guy that you have. Yeah, using the Black Panther clip for Nikola Jovic is a wild shot. But you
Nico High, stand up.
Just stay with us. But yeah, like he's fresh in the sense that he hasn't played a lot, but he has been with the group now enough for, like you said, them to want to see him do well. So it's a lot of kind of exuberant energy and just like collective, like yes, like happiness for this guy who's starting to figure it out.
Absolutely. I want to kind of, so we talked about all the great stuff that happened tonight. There's a lot of great stuff. And the last thing I want to say is Cooper Moorhead had a great stat. So Miami played a season high 47 possessions of zone tonight, allowing 0.78 points per possession in that look. I think a lot of that was, I'm sorry, chat's fucking killing me. Some crabs like someone insert Nico into the clip from
I'm weak. Don't do that.
Oh my god. I think part of that success in the zone was obviously Miami has a lot of zone activity, like, and they play a very active zone, and I think they have a very effective zone. I think part of it is the Lakers did not have enough shooting to solve it. There were times that they would throw the ball to AD in the middle, and Miami was swarming, and they were doing a great job of kind of pestering it. And listen, AD had a great game, and when I was worried was AD had a couple slips off like early screens in the zone where he got lobs. And that's Bond. For me, I was like, uh-oh.
Here it goes. Oh, damn. Like, if they just keep doing this.
House of Cards. And they didn't. And
yeah,
I thought the Lakers went away from what was working. And I don't really, I mean, maybe there's a smarter basketball person that sees it, but there was kind of that clear area. And that's kind of what I want to get into real quick as we close out the show is Miami played a bad game, in my opinion. And the Lakers are not a very good team. The Lakers are a below 500 team that, is kind of meandering along the dredges of the Western Conference. They had 23 turnovers or something today. They had 23 turnovers. And I believe Miami made 15 more threes than them. I want to get the numbers right. Miami hit 16 threes tonight. The Lakers hit 4. He hit 12 more threes than them. And the Lakers had 24 turnovers. 21 turnovers. Miami had 8. The fact that game was so close for so long was really frustrating. And I tweeted on the timeline, like, this is like a pathetic showing. Bam was getting fucking fried, and man, it was bad. It was just bad, bro. That's like as bad as I've ever seen him play defense. Bond, you even mentioned it, and Alpha's mentioned it too. Like it's almost like he took the AD matchup personally and just like forced stuff. He just looked bad. Tyler was awful for a lot of that game. And I know like he had like good scoring numbers and he hit a nice 3 at the end. His decision making was bad. He was a huge part of why their offense bogged down. And I don't know. I mean, anybody can kind of hop in on this, but I watched that game and my takeaway, and I'm glad that Duncan had a great fourth quarter and they were able to kind of close the door on the Lakers. But I was left like, I know that you're missing guys, but when the Lakers gift you that many possessions and you hit that many more threes in them, you cannot be fighting for your fucking lives up until like a guy goes nuts. I don't know. Like I was just unhappy about it. And I didn't like the game and they just fizzle out in the second half like a lot. And it's just annoying.
I feel like it just showed how bad our paint defense is. Like the Lakers weren't hitting any threes, but they were getting whatever they wanted inside the paint.
Yeah, because they were doing the zone slip stuff.
Yeah, but I feel like that's the only reason why the game was close to begin with. Because if you're if you're beating them by the turnovers by like 15, and then you have like 12 more threes, you should be up by 20, by 30. But since the Heat are so weak inside the paint, it just allowed the Lakers to get easy bucket after easy bucket after easy bucket. And no matter, and at the end of the day, a two is easier to make than a three. So the more twos you make, it can sometimes outweigh how many threes you make. And I just feel like that's what the Heat showed tonight. They won because the Lakers turned over the ball like 25 times. I
The
think that's
Lakers
why.
gave them the game. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, Duncan kind of earned it at the end, but like, and they played a great fourth quarter, but the Lakers just gave them the game. Yeah, the Lakers were 25 of 33 from inside 5 feet.
That is nuts. What were we? Can you, Jeff, Nichols, can you find that for us?
Yeah, can you
Go ahead, Frankie.
But it's just the Heat were really slow on defense. To even in the zone to allow those slips, they weren't being physical enough. They sent the Lakers to the line 7 more times than they did. Committed 9 more fouls. Pablo mentioned they were 4 for 30, and they still the Lakers had 18 more points in the paint than the Heat. When you're not shooting the ball well, you're supposed to collapse harder, be inside a lot tighter. But they were able to just out physical them. Part of that is the size too. The Lakers have a lot more size than the Heat, and with the Heat playing 8 guys today, really short rotation. For some reason, that I would really love to hear answer to why he went to that. Not questioning him.
Who did you want to play that didn't play?
No, I'm just curious of why he played 8 guys only.
I think it's availability too. It's
Kane,
just like,
Kane has been playing well. He was available.
I have not been a fan of the RJ Hampton minutes experience. I don't think he's ready yet, and I understand when they get Josh back that he leaves the rotation. And if size is your problem, I mean, I just watched Paul George use Jamal Cain as a toothpick, like all night. So it's like, I like Jamal Cain. I don't know if, and I said it last time. It's like, Jamal gave you like a good game against the Clippers for like who Jamal Cain is, but it's like ultimately like he's not I don't think he's like a high level NBA rotation player yet.
No,
I think he could be, but I just think that at least the guys that played tonight are like real NBA players.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like they're like,
no, but my point is he's not guarding James Harden, Paul George, Russell Westbrook, and Kawhi Leonard today.
For sure.
He's got to switch on to Taurean Prince and Cam Reddish. It's a lot easier job.
Yeah,
and they could use some size and rebounding from that perspective. And
I also think getting a win, you shorten your rotation. Like, hey, we need a fucking win. We're just gonna play our best guys.
No, that's probably the reason too. But I'm just curious because normally in a game like this, he wouldn't play Jovic 28 minutes. So that's where I'm curious about the perspective. Like I
also think like Jovic playing.
I'm just curious.
So Jovic and Josh, no, I totally, and I just think Jovic and Josh entering the rotation is like there becomes a little redundancy because it's like, okay, well, like where do you play? You don't want, okay, well, Josh is now taking these minutes at guard, and then Jovic is taking like one of these kind of slots at forward. That also means that Jaime's playing a little bit of forward and a little bit of guard. So it's like I think that's kind of difficult to find a slot minutes for Kane because I don't really think anybody played.
I think the only reason you have like the Josh minutes over Jamal is because you feel more comfortable with Josh on ball for whatever level of comfort kind of that is. But I do think Frankie, I kind of agree a little bit. And G, I understand what you're saying too. So like PG on Jamal, that is like not same height, but they're level to level enough to where like the kind of brute strength of PG can kind of just go through a Jamal. I feel like there was space, maybe, again, not necessarily calling for it, but I could see a situation where you have Jamal just be quick-footed and quick hands on like Christie or on an Austin Reeves, or like even be able to kind of get up under a little bit and kind of disrupt one of the LA forwards. But I wasn't upset, and I'm not saying that you're upset with it either, Frank. I wasn't upset that kind of Jamal played, but I do, I understand your frustration. And I do think like the offense did bog down. It's weird. I feel a little bit different, or at least the earlier part of Tyler's game, I wasn't upset with. There became like a 3-4 possession stretch. And I think like the third of him pressing where it started to kind of separate a little from me. I'm like, all right, kind of relax, mood a little bit. But I thought for the most part early on, and it might have just been a function of other people playing well. Jovic just hitting shots. Jaquez is doing things. Like, it felt like it was maybe a little bit more. Kyle was hitting shots. It maybe felt like a little bit more of a function of other guys doing things well. So there was less of a need for Tyler to press, or it just felt like he was easier able to kind of settle down into the lower rung of the hierarchy a little bit. But I wasn't upset until the second half with Tyler's process. But yeah, it sucks that it's a Duncan explosion in the fourth that gives you, a little bit of relief breath. But again, I think you just have to be happy winning games
on the road, especially.
And again, after that Clippers game and what I still hate in that Jazz loss, I think it was important, like you said, play your guys, get a win, get out of here.
I had one of my followers that mentioned that because I was wondering where Tyler was too, because Spo usually would go back to him in the fourth. And so one of my followers said that he noticed Tyler was flexing his shoulder a lot on his way out, and they might have been some treatment or something. So it might have been that. But I mean, I only saw the fourth. I only got to see the fourth quarter because I got home late from work.
Frankie, you lie and you never admit that on air.
I know you said that to Pablo, but I'm a vet. I can get away with it.
Please don't do that.
Work, Frankie.
Just lie.
No, but when Tyler came in, the process was pretty much the same. He wasn't really forcing the issue. The first shot, I thought the first shot he kind of forced a little bit. It was a tough shot, but I mean, they weren't getting good looks. They weren't getting good looks at all. It was just, Duncan hit a contested shot, Bam hit a contested shot, Jaime hit a contested shot. Like, it was stuff like that. They when they move the ball,
put that back up.
Yeah, you can move the ball well off the ball, you can cut and everything. But if you have no real threat on the ball to get by guys, and there's no real rim threats, it's really hard to be a good offense. And our best rim threat was Duncan Robinson and Jaime on the cut. So, I just don't think there's, like, if it's not Jimmy, it hasn't been on the roster.
And to your point, just like when you have a slasher, it's so much easier to get open shots. And then when you don't have Jimmy playing, the offense gets so stagnant. And
even when Jimmy plays,
yeah, it's less stagnant with Jimmy when I see it. But like,
the answer is the leches. Shout out to the person who just put the comment.
What did you call the lineup?
Heavy cream. Heavy cream. Kyle and 4 leches. It used to be 3. We got 4 heavy cream. But yeah, that's our most movement. That's when the ball pops the most. The leches are our best 4 shooters. Like, it feels,
it's Kyle Lowry.
Bonus without the leches is dry. That shit is dry as can be. There's no milk in there. You're gasping at the cinnamon toast crunch.
It's suffocating.
Come on, man. You're doing the cinnamon challenge for no reason.
I mean, Kyle can be the 5th leche. He could be the
He was hooping with them.
Yeah, he's the dulce de leche.
He was hooping with them today.
That's the heavy cream lineup.
A heavy cream.
Tyler, Duncan, Kevin, Jovic, or Jaime. 4 of the 5.
Wait, we can have a whole lineup. Jovic, Love, Jaime, D-Rob,
Hero. I just don't want to see it.
Do you remember the all lefty lineup, Frankie?
The other team is like, I want to see it.
Yeah, we don't want to see that.
I want to attack you.
Heaviest cream. No, sir. Just stick with heavy cream.
And Bond, to kind of circle back, like, I think what was working for them was the Lakers were turning the ball over and they were running a lot, right? So it looked like the offense was kind of popping and going. But I thought every time they got on the half court, it was a lot of over dribbling, a lot of, I think there was like one shot that Tyler took that, like outside of transition that I liked. It was like a pump fake into like a little inside, like 18-foot mid-range shot that he missed on the right corner. But for the most part, just did not enjoy his process. Could not get by any Laker, in pick and roll. And it's a little frustrating because like he's just like a lot better than like Austin Reeves is like a nice, okay player. And Tyler is like a lot better than he is. And the fact that like Austin can get downhill and Tyler can, it's like a little annoying. It's like, Tyler's, it's like you just gotta give him a little more than that. So stuff like that's frustrating. And then it's like a lot of using clock that and then it's like pass to Duncan. Hey, can you shoot this fucking 32-footer or whatever? And
Help
it's
me
like
out.
a lot of it's. When Dwayne did it, it was okay. But Tyler, you can't. That was a Dwayne Wade special, bro. Dribble out the clock and then like fucking give it to somebody else to take the shot at the end. That was the Franky's laughing because he knows that was a classic.
I hate that. Daquan Cook's shooting percentage just down the
dog.
drain.
I was thinking Q Rich. You went Daquan. I was like, yo, Q, you take it, dog.
I just think with Hero, he doesn't look for contact, and I don't know why.
Because he doesn't beat anybody.
Because
he's
saying
that.
Frail. He's brittle.
He's
brittle.
soft.
He misses 15 games a year
Pablo,
without playing.
He doesn't beat anybody off the dribble. Look for contact. Baque. For what?
I mean, bro, just fucking Austin Reeves does it. Austin Reeves just goes
Austin Reeves is bigger.
You get contact
Austin
with
Reeves
the guy
is bigger.
next to you or behind you. You don't fucking. What are you gonna do? You gonna crash into the guy? You say that, but it's like, what does that mean? He needs to beat his man off the dribble.
Hey man, all that work for what?
That's why he's kind of better. Like when you give him a pin down, you give him a head start, and
and let
create the advantage already. He gets the loop. He's coming off a pin down into the DHO and gets it. He hasn't done it as much this year, but he used to take like a really wide angle instead of like catching it off the DHO and go straight a tight curl. He would go really wide to give himself some extra space and a better angle. But it's stuff like that you have to kind of create the advantage for him because he doesn't have the on the ball juice to get there. And this is the thing about him being the primary guy is his main thing on the dribble is to get to a mid-range shot.
Yeah,
which the defense is going to live with. That's why he needs to be. That's why I like it a little bit better when he's looking for it from outside the 3-point line. So at least the threat is a 3-point shot. And the defense going to react a little bit more. I don't love that it's only a 3-point shot. I like he has the threat of a mid-range as well. But if he can't get to the rim or get to the line, you can only your ceiling is capped.
So what Fake said, resubscribe with Prime, and also sent us a message. Can't get these dumb games on cable. I joined to see if we won, and the vibe was saying no. You guys had me shook. We lost another lead.
That's Gianni.
And that's why we saved this part for the end. What Fake said, because in the beginning it was all happy and yay, Duncan,
shout out to you,
yay,
what Fake said.
Kevin, yay, Jovic.
We didn't even talk about Jaime much.
Yeah, I mean he's just another day at the office. We mentioned the dream. We mentioned the horchata shake. That's all. And yeah, guys. I mean, thanks for rocking with us at 1 a.m. Here's one more game on this road trip. It's against Phoenix.
One quick stat from Jeff Nicholas. Lakers shot 25 of 33 within 5 feet of the rim. They shot 9 of 48 outside of 5 feet.
Yikes!
That's nuts.
If you're shooting that well from inside the paint, you're gonna be able to stay in any game.
Outside of what? 5 feet?
5 feet.
Pablo, you're talking about inside the paint. You are still inside the paint from
no, that's like from mid-range.
Yeah, like inside the paint, like they're just getting whatever they wanted, and I just feel like that's what happens when you have Love at the center of the zone and not Bam, because Bam was out there guarding AD most of the time. He had to be. That's why I feel like Love had 14 rebounds and Bam only had 7, because Bam usually rebounds good against the Lakers. But he didn't have that good of a rebounding game today. But Kevin Love had a great rebounding game.
They played a lot together. Rebounds. They played a lot together too. Like today was a heavy 2-big day, especially because the Lakers were playing. The Lakers played AD and Wood, particularly at the end, and so it kind of gave Miami the excuse. And I thought Kevin held up like fine defensively.
No, he played great.
Yeah, just wait till the NBA gives Anthony Davis a rebound. They're gonna give him 3 rebounds to spite Miami. So you can get to 20 and 20.
I'll get the 20 and 20. But yeah, folks, that's listen, you win a game on the road. It's never a bad thing, and win by double figures. Alex Solana, our very own, our alumni, Alex Solana, now currently doing Miami Heat post-game radio for WQAM and 560, said he became the first team in the Eastern Conference to win 11 road games.
That's crazy.
This season.
Wow.
So listen, they've been a good road team. Mike Breen on the ESPN broadcast mentioned that, kept mentioning that. It's really like he had like 3 notes, and that was one of them. It was very funny. He just really kept saying that, and I was like, I don't know. Did you know that he were one of the best road teams in the league? I did not.
Yeah, they mentioned it last game.
We cover them, and I didn't know. I was like, oh, interesting.
Here's a
mentioned
positive:
it
the
last
Heat
game.
are the only team that's undefeated against their own division.
Really? Their
Yeah.
division
Nice.
stinks though.
The Southeast
Well,
usually
we
kicks their
should
ass, too.
be. Pissed off.
They're just garbage, bro. I mean, God, Orlando's the best of the bunch. Although they
Those
have,
Orlando games have fucking frightened us for years.
oh, bro, they play them. They play them coming up. I think they play them next Friday or some shit. So scared. I'm gonna be in Montreal.
Franz got hurt. Franz
Huh?
got hurt. Franz
Oh,
got
really?
like
That
I think
stinks.
it was really bad. Like supposedly like he went out the rest of the game.
I don't want to hear
Yikes.
that. I hope. But yeah, guys. So I think I'll be on Friday, so we can get. Usually we're off on weekends, but it's Phoenix. It's a fun game, and
I'll be
Yes.
on.
Frankie will be on. Me and Frankie fucking rolling on Friday against the Suns.
You'll probably see me here too. I have no life. So-
And yeah, appreciate y'all. Appreciate my co-host for doing this, and happy New Year's to all that I haven't seen yet in the comments. Appreciate y'all rocking with us another year, and yeah, we'll see you Friday.
See you guys.
Level.